Yeah, that'll work. This is Jeff Dawson from Dallas, Texas. Partly cloudy, a little windy, a little cool. Not too bad of a day for November 8th. All right, what are we going to talk about? Because I haven't done one of these in a while. Prostate cancer. Try and look at the humorous side of it. Because I know there is no humorous side to cancer. I lost my partner, Larry, my dad, Ralph, and my fiancee, Debbie, two different forms of cancer. So I know the outcome. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer about 2 months ago, but it's very early stage, which is very good news. But I'm also going to try and look at the humorous side of this, because there is one. I mean, I'm not worried what's going on or what the doctors are going to do, because we've gone through all the procedures, we've gone through the consultations, we've done all the prep work, and now we're going to get ready for the treatments. But what's it like, guys, if you haven't gone through this? We all laugh about the finger test. We really do. And we think that's uncomfortable. Well, that's just a pinprick. That's nothing compared to what you're in for. Yeah, we go in, bend over, spread your cheeks, the Vaseline, the rubber glove, and they're feeling around up there to see if the prostate has increased in size, which mine hadn't, but the PSA number kept going up and up and up for about the last 2 or 3 years. And then it went down. It got up to, like, I think 9.11, then dropped down to 7.5 or something. But they were like, let's just err on the side of caution and see what else is going on. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to set up an MRI. Who here has had an MRI? I've had multiple ones. I've lost count. With contrast, without contrast, no big deal, right? Well, let's just say you're in for one hell of a ride. You think you've been violated with the finger? That ain't nothing. Imagine this is your sphincter. Okay, not too bad. This is what's going in it. It's like the difference between a toothpick and a redwood tree. You're going to put what, where? They don't tell you this. It's called a rectal coil camera. There ain't nothing pleasant about this. There ain't enough Vaseline to take care of what you're about to experience. I'm here to tell you. Good Lord. Oh, that was horrible. But what's even worse is when they get the camera in and they go, oh, it's not adjusted right. Okay, those of us that played sports back in the 60s and 70s, we sat on those wooden bleachers. We got splinters in our butt. We'll compound that about 1,000 as they rotate this camera and start adjusting it to get it right, properly lined up with the prostate. Oh, hell. That's all I can say. Oh, my God. And this is like a 30-minute procedure. There is nothing nice about it. At least with gals, because I'm going to get to them where they always say, you don't know what it's like to go to the doctor and have to spread your legs and put them up in stirrups. And well, we're going to get to that too. At least you all were made to have things come out of you like a baby. We're not. Things aren't supposed to go in. They're all supposed to come out. Yeah. So they get the pictures. That was great. Everything turned out wonderful. But they see some spots. They send me the results. I get the information. I look at it. Hey, this isn't too bad. I took all their notes, Googled them to see what stage I'm in. Very, very early stage. This is very, very good news. I think I've got, like, out of, I don't know, 13 biopsies, 2 or 3 came back positive for cancer. Okay, we can deal with that. It's not on both sides. Now, one thing that is a common occurrence or symptom of prostate cancer spreading is back pain. So they asked, do you have back pain? Well, duh. I had a 360 lumpectomy in 2010. And I've got screws and rods in my back. I am always in chronic pain. They're like, okay, we're with you. Well, then we need to do a full body bone scan just to make sure it hasn't spread anywhere. Okay, cool. Get that appointment set up. Go. And winds up taking like 2.5 hours. I don't remember the exact name of the procedures, but they got the first one done. That was like an hour. Okay, we're good. That's cool. Get dressed, walking down the hallway, and here comes the technician. Stops. Like, what the hell? I'm almost out the front door. I'm almost to freedom. No, the doctor called and wants to do this other scan. It's like, well, shit. Okay, we'll do the other scan. Get in there, lay down, get set up, machine breaks. I keep telling people I'm not photogenic. I will break cameras. Case in point, camera broke. Go to another room. This one works. Now, this was really wild. I'm not sure what they were doing, if they were looking at my back or what, but this machine did a 360. So it's an open air MRI machine, but you get to watch it. And I looked up and you could see all the controls and counters, and I could actually count down how long this is going to be. That was pretty cool when I figured out what was going on. But this thing just clicked. I mean, it did a full 360. We're done with that. All right. Go to the doctor. Bone scan's clear. Good news. Life is good. Then we sit down and talk about the options that are available. And guys, you can take a notebook if you want to, but unless you've got a really analytical and photographic memory, they're going to flood you with information. I'm a candidate for all 4 options that they offer to treat prostate cancer. And the doctor and her PA spent 45 minutes going through all the procedures and the history through the procedures and the success rate through the procedures. And it's like, this is pretty damn cool. When's the last time you had a doctor spend 45 minutes with you? I don't remember it. Usually it's 5 minutes, they're in and out, and they're gone. Not this case. So they send me all the results. And yeah, it takes about 3 weeks to digest all the information that they have sent me. Then I find a radiology technician who did this for 35 years and the treatments and said, okay, which is the best one of everything they've told me? And we came up with stereotactic body radiation therapy. This is supposed to be the best and the most uninvasive. That's the big thing, it's uninvasive. But part of that is they want to put a hydrogel spacer between the rectum and the prostate. And I've got pictures of it and I've seen it. It's like, and they've had a little sample in the office, which, hey, isn't that cool? Nobody cares about that. So it's like, okay, that's what we agreed to. Pretty cool. Now, for those of us who have been married, are married, have had children, been in the delivery room, we have always heard from our spouse or significant other that we have no idea what it's like to have our feet thrown up in stirrups and somebody looking at your privates. Well, guess what, guys? Put the modesty aside because it's about to happen. And no, I don't know what it's like to deliver a child, but as I said earlier, we're made to have things come out, not go in. Well, they got to go in. I had no idea what this procedure was going to be like. So, guys, if you do this, get ready. Put all modesty behind you. You know, we've all heard the jokes with the hospital gowns and your butt cheeks are flapping in the wind. That ain't nothing from what you're about to go through. So take your modesty, take your pride, and pack it up, because you are going to be exposed for all to see. And just get ready for it, because they're going to put this spacer gel through the perineum, if I'm saying that right, to separate the rectum from the prostate. So when they actually do the radiation treatments, it doesn't damage the rectum. This is very precise radiation therapy or treatment. But get ready. Now, it also said that you better take someone with you. And in the past, I'm like, this is no big deal. When I had my first lumpectomy and they took out a disc from my back, I probably could have driven myself home. But my youngest son, he agreed to it. Guys, on this one, you better take somebody. Because I came real close to just saying, you know, I can do this myself. I don't need any help. I don't want to inconvenience anyone. You will inconvenience them. And if it is an inconvenience, find somebody that isn't going to have a problem with it. Go in there, do the prep work, and they give me all the medications. They gave me a nausea pill, a hydrocodone, an antibiotic. I don't know what the other pill was, but man, did it knock me loopy. I mean, damn. I was done. I don't know if that was a oral anesthesia or what, but you combine that with the local anesthesias, and yeah, you're done. You can't drive. You do good to walk, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I have no idea what this procedure is about to be like. They walk me into the room, lay down on the table, Mr. Dawson. I gladly do. And then I see these large pieces of hardware being set up, and it's like, what the hell is that? Well, those are stirrups. I'm like, stirrups? Oh, shit. That's what women have. Well, that's right. You're going to throw your legs up there, and we're going to strap you in, and then we're going to insert this gel in the spacer. What the hell? You're going to do what? And there's not just the doctor. There's like 2 or 3 assistants in there, and they're just playing great music, which was cool. It was old-time rock and roll, so I was happy with that. And to them, it's just another day in the office. And guys, like I said earlier, modesty and pride, it's out the door. Everything you've got is there to see, and they are going to probe and prick and stick you to get this spacer and this gel. Oh my Lord. So yeah, now I know what it's like, gals, to have your legs in stirrups and everybody's checking you out. But remember, things aren't supposed to go into us. They're supposed to come out. When that was over, and it was oh so much fun. I mean, going through the biopsy, that wasn't as bad as these last two, as the rectal camera and the spacer placement. Good Lord. But it's to help the treatment process and kill the cancer. So just suck it up, guys, because this is what you're in for. So the procedure's over. And I never, of all the surgeries, I've never taken a nausea pill. I remember when I had my, I think it was my shoulder surgery, and they said you might be nauseous when you wake up. And if I'm not mistaken, when I woke up, I threw up and fell back asleep. And I think the nurse was in there. Well, this one, that didn't happen, but it came close. But I got to thinking, I could have used that nausea pill when I was about 1980. So I was probably 20, 21. And it was the night that I would meet my ex-wife to be. We were at Bobo's. It was happy hour. She was late. I got bored. I knocked down 5 hurricanes on an empty stomach, which was a brilliant move on my part. Not really, but it was. And we all agreed to go to Pistol Patty's to go dancing. Yeah, this is in Oklahoma State, Stillwater, Oklahoma. And as I drove down Washington Street, felt like Mount Vesuvius. All those hurricanes started bubbling up. And I got my window about halfway down. Yeah, the old crank window. And I blew. And we've all done that. We've all thrown up out of a window. Well, not like this, though, because here came this red convertible. Freddie Fratt and Susie Sortitty were in it. And she just happened to be looking at me as Vesuvius exploded. Yeah, I'll let your imagination take it from there. I'm sure that kind of put a squash on their date. I wonder if she still has nightmares over that in him, because he never saw it coming. But I felt better, but I could have used that nausea pill. So the procedure's done. I can walk a little bit. I believe I walked to my truck with little assistance from my designated driver. And then it all changed because I started feeling nauseous on the way back. Didn't throw up. I guess that's because there wasn't a red convertible driving by. And I had knocked down 5 hurricanes. But we get back to the hotel, and he has to do what I did with my mom and my dad in their advanced age. He had to help me to my room. That's all there was to it. I could not walk down the hall. I did good to get in my room. And I remember the nurse said, "So what are you going to do when you get home? Take a nap?" And it's like, well, I hadn't thought about it. I don't know, maybe. I don't know what that one pill was, but I'm here to tell you, I was out for 18 hours. So when you read that note and it says you have to have a driver with you, trust me, you have to have a driver. You cannot drive yourself. You are a hazard to yourself and everyone on the road. That was something else. I'm just glad that I didn't have a brain fart and canceled my driver. Because it really didn't ask when I got there, but hell, I'd have probably been there 24 hours before I could have driven. That was something. So guys, that's what you can expect. So there's a little humor in all of this. If you want there to be, if you don't, then don't, sit around and worry, and that's not going to accomplish anything. Put your trust in God and the doctors, and you will come out on the good side. That's my approach to it. I've lost 3 people to cancer. As I said earlier, Larry, Dad, and Debbie. That's my company, LDDJ Enterprises. Larry, Dad, Debbie, and Jeff. That's where all my books are. But that's where we're at. Guys, if you haven't gone through this, that's what you can expect. It ain't fun, but if it saves your life, it's well worth the time. So the next appointment is November 18th, and that's where they are going to do some more MRIs, get their calculations, their calibrations, and apparently they're going to do this form-fitting mold. So when I go in and lay down, think about the movie Avatar, when Sam Worthington, first season, he puts his hand in that door and goes, "Ooh, this is cool." I'm guessing that's what this is going to be like, but I don't know if cool is going to be the word I use. So that when I go back, for the 5 radiation treatments, and that's why I chose this, because it's only 5 treatments. And they're going to target very specific areas where they found the 2 or 3 cancer areas on the right side of the prostate. So when you lay down, everything's calibrated in. They're going to set up the machine, and they're going to start treating it, trying to kill it. And that will be good. But that's on the 18th. And I will provide updates as they come in, but I'm not going to spend every day, which you've seen it on Facebook, you've seen it on Twitter, you see it from a lot of feeds where people just constantly post their medical conditions. I've got plenty of medical conditions, but I'm just here to help people and say, hey, here's what we get to go through. So, as I said earlier, girls, I now know what it's like to have your feet in stirrups and everybody's staring at you. Only problem is they're not there to bring something out. They're there to keep putting stuff in. And when it's all said and done and it's successful, I will report on that. But that's where we're at. That's what we got. You all have a good week, and we'll talk to you later.